Once upon a time, there lived 3 little bears. There's Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Little Baby Bear. Now, one day, they decided to go on a jolly holiday. Listening? They decided to go on a jolly holiday, and off they went packing to New Zealand. So, whilst they're in New Zealand, a little
I
girl.
was looking out for the rain.
Whilst they're in New Zealand, a little girl called Goldilocks came along and skipped her way through to their house. Now, some of you guys may know that Goldilocks was not the best girl in the world.
She's more like Josh in the friendship.
Yeah. So she walked to the house and she. I'm trying to tell my story. Emily, please. She walked into the house and she tried on the few chairs. She sat on one and she broke it. She sat on 2 and she was like, oh.
The porridge! You forgot the porridge.
The porridge is the last.
No, porridge comes first.
Well, this is my story. So she sat on one chair. She sat on one chair and she was like, no, this is not good enough. She sat on another and she was like, whoa, this is spiky. And then she sat on another one and it broke. So she then gallivanted off into the next room and she found 3 porridges, didn't she? She tasted one and she was like, oh, it needs a little sugar. She tasted number 2 and she was like, oh, this tastes not so good. And she tasted number 3 and she said, wow, sir, this is a cup of tea for me. So off she went. She had all her porridges. And then up she went to the bed because she got a little bit tired, like we are right now. And she said, well, let me try this little bed. And it was a bit too spiky. Then she tried the next little bed and she was like, whoa, no, this is not comfortable enough. And then she tried number 3 and she was like, yeah, this is for me. This is for me, Miss Goldilocks. But then all of a sudden, the 3 little bears had obviously they had a 1-day trip to New Zealand, and they came back and they were like, well, here we are, and we're back, and who's been in our house? And they were like, who's been sitting in my chair? And they say, whoa, not me. Then they saw that their porridge was eaten, and I was like, whoa, who's eating our porridge? Whoa, that's naughty. I was like, well, not me. And then they went up to the bedroom, and I was like, who's sleeping in our bed? And there she was, the Goldilocks of all time. She was like, it's me, Goldilocks, here to play. And then they chased her and ate her up, and that was the end of Goldilocks and the 3 little bears. Whoa. And that's how they think of my story.